Descript does really nicely is it transcribes that video automatically. It also identifies who the different speakers are automatically. You just got to name them. So you can go from a green name up here, which might be Paul's stuff, to a blue name down here, which is Danielle's conversation. You can see the conversation really nicely, clearly on the screen alongside your video, and with a time bar at the bottom that allows you to see where you're creating cuts in the video and things. But really, it's just like editing your video with a Microsoft Word editor or Google Documents, right? Very similar. When you delete the sentence, it deletes the video and the audio. When you move the sentence, it moves the video and the audio. And especially for somebody like me who's neurodiverse, when I try and edit visually, it's really, really painful, really, really hard to do. And it's not efficient. It doesn't make sense. But what I can do is I can scan through the text really quickly and identify mistakes, edits, errors, bits where I've gone off track very quickly. And I can do editing with practice, granted, I could do editing for a 35, 40-minute video in about 35, 40 minutes, right? It takes practice, but it becomes to that point of efficiency. What I then recommend people to do, like you can create chapters in there, and a chapter would become a reel in the real world, right? So you turn in your entire video into chapters, chunks, and you can export in bulk all of those chapters, and it'll name them for you even, right? It'll give them all a name that you would probably title your YouTube video of the same name. Also gives you an inspiration as to what the post's about without even viewing the video content. Really easy to then duplicate that whole, what they call a composition, and turn it from landscape format, so widescreen, 16:9, into vertical format for something like TikTok. You reposition the videos, get everything lined up. You can save that as a template. So next time you come and do it, you just literally click a button. Dead easy. And you could do that for Square as well. It's got loads and loads of really advanced features that are very simple to use, like studio sound, which is like an AI mastering of the sound. It makes everything sound like it's much more professionally recorded in a podcast studio, for example, where everybody sounds like they're on a radio microphone and it's all really proper. It sounds really good, and it's amazing what it can filter out. So, dogs barking in the background, sirens going, babies crying, all these things happen to me all the time. Nobody ever hears it because it's been taken out. One click. I don't do any setup with it. One click. Another click, and it can remove filler words. So ums, ers, things that might make you sound less confident than you are. Now, I'm not a big fan of removing all of them. You can remove them all at once. I'm not a big fan of removing all of them because it adds to your authentic nature, right? People make mistakes. That's normal. It's okay. It's cool. Don't worry about it. But you can also you can shorten word gaps. So where I might ask a question of Danielle, it might take her 5 seconds to think about the answer and come back to me. We can shorten that down and really easily crossfade over the top. So all the editing tasks, I'm not going to tell you about all the features. That's some of them. Highlight reels. You swap between speakers and cut away to see Danielle's reaction while I'm talking. All of that's really, really easily. But then you can export all of those in the different formats. You can also then use that to create the audiograms, like I described before. So you have the captions coming across the screen, you have the waveform on the bottom, the picture on the screen. Again, save it as a template. You can replicate it next time. You can do that for landscape. You can do it for Square. You might have a couple of different color variations. So you might have like a dark version and a light version. Depends on what your color preferences are. And the beauty of all of that is you've created a load of content, but you're still not finished, because you could publish direct to YouTube from there. And it takes minutes, not downloading it, waiting an hour for the video to export and then re-upload it to YouTube, taking up all the family's bandwidth. Nobody can watch Netflix, nobody can watch Amazon Prime because you're hogging everything. It does it on their own servers, so they're linked, and it'll do it in about 5 minutes, right? Really, really good. You can upload it to your podcast platform. If you've got a podcast, it'll upload it straight to there. And then you've got a transcript.